Look in the mirror tonight, just for 1 second. Grab that stubborn roll sitting quietly around your midsection. You've counted calories, skipped carbs, done 1,000 crunches, yet somehow that fat clings like industrial-strength glue. It feels personal, like your own body is betraying you. But listen closely, because everything you believe is wrong. This was never about willpower, discipline, or moral failure. This is a chemistry problem hiding inside your bloodstream. Your body isn't broken, it's simply locked shut tight. That belly fat isn't lazy energy waiting to burn. Visceral fat wraps around your liver like a parasite. It squeezes your pancreas, your intestines, your vital organs. It behaves like a factory pumping out toxic inflammation daily. Every single day it sits there, your risk climbs higher. Diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic collapse all grow quietly. And there's one hormone responsible for locking this cage shut. Insulin behaves like a one-way valve on fat cells. Every time you eat, insulin rises without your permission. Even healthy food, even almonds, even fruit triggers this response. High insulin means your fat cells slam completely shut. You could run marathons and nothing inside would change, because insulin, not effort, decides whether fat gets released. Here's the tragedy hiding inside modern nutrition advice today. We're told to eat constantly, 6 meals, endless grazing. That advice keeps insulin high nearly every single hour. We are overfed on the outside, starving on the inside. Your cells never get permission to open the vault. But buried inside you sits a forgotten evolutionary switch. Your ancestors survived brutal famines using this exact mechanism. It isn't rare, expensive, or complicated to activate again. Most people fail not from lack of discipline, though. They fail because nobody explains what happens hour by hour. So let's walk through your body's timeline, minute by minute. Hours 0 through 12 will feel strange at first. You might feel foggy, irritable, or unexpectedly tired around noon. This isn't failure, it's simply your body adjusting rules. There's a hormone called ghrelin controlling your sense of hunger. Ghrelin doesn't scream emergency, it whispers gentle reminders instead. If you always ate breakfast at 8, ghrelin remembers that. It's a trained habit, not a biological survival command. And here's something beautiful most people never realize consciously. Hunger waves rise, peak, then disappear within 20 minutes. Hunger isn't an emergency, it's simply a passing notification. Now, picture your body as a kitchen with 2 units. One is your fridge, one is your deep freezer. The fridge holds glycogen, your quick and accessible sugar storage. The freezer holds stubborn fat, locked away for emergencies only. Here's the rule nobody explains clearly on morning television shows. You cannot open the freezer while the fridge stays full. Every snack, every sip, restocks that fridge instantly again. Why would your body dig through frozen storage unnecessarily? The easy option always wins when it's sitting right there. So that fat stays untouched, buried, forgotten, and unused completely. Science shows glycogen typically empties within 10 to 12 hours. This shift has a name. It's called metabolic switching officially. Before this point, you're simply burning yesterday's leftover meal. You're not in some magical fat-burning zone yet. But somewhere around hour 10, something quietly begins shifting inside. Your body panics briefly, realizes no food is arriving. It makes a decision and reaches towards the freezer. This moment is your first real measurable victory today. Most people never reach it because they snacked too early. One granola bar at hour 9 restocks everything instantly again. But if you push through, something remarkable starts happening slowly. The fog lifts, irritability fades, blood sugar finally stabilizes completely.
You feel strangely calm, clear, and unexpectedly comfortable inside. Welcome now to what scientists call the magic window. Hours 16 through 24 hold the real transformation. This isn't starvation, this is precise biological optimization happening naturally. Insulin finally drops to its lowest point all day, and when insulin falls, other powerful hormones rise instead. Noradrenaline floods your system, sharpening focus and raw energy. This is your ancient hunter-gatherer hormone kicking in fully. Our ancestors didn't collapse when food became scarce suddenly. They became sharper, faster, and dangerously alert instead. This explains why fasting often makes people feel unexpectedly energized. You're not shutting down, you're quietly powering up instead. Now, an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase finally gets activated. Think of it as the specific key unlocking fat cells. Insulin locks that door. This enzyme kicks it open. Once activated, it pulls stored fat directly into your bloodstream. That fat becomes usable fuel for your muscles and brain. Here's where common sense and actual biology completely disagree. Most people assume skipping meals slows your metabolism down permanently. Biology says something surprising. Almost the exact opposite happens. Short fasting periods can raise metabolic rate by 14%. Your body assumes it needs energy to hunt effectively, so it revs higher, not lower, preparing for potential effort. You're not a dying battery, you're an engine shifting gears. And visceral fat happens to be extremely metabolically sensitive tissue. It responds faster to hormonal signals than fat elsewhere. When insulin drops, visceral fat becomes the first fuel source. That dangerous inflammatory fat around your organs disappears first. Quick pause here because I want something from you honestly. Have you tried fasting before and quit from headaches? Or did boredom quietly convince you to give up instead? Understanding which one stopped you matters more than you think. Around this same window, your liver starts producing ketones steadily. Ketones are clean fuel molecules created directly from stored fat. Your brain switches from sugar to ketones almost seamlessly. Many describe this shift as sudden, unexpected mental clarity arriving. It feels like fog lifting after years of constant fogginess. Your brain realizes it never needed constant sugar anyway. Now let's address the fear stopping most people completely cold. Will fasting quietly destroy your hard-earned muscle tissue eventually? This fear keeps people eating protein every 3 hours nervously. Let's put this particular fear to rest immediately and permanently. When you fast, growth hormone increases dramatically inside your body. Studies show increases up to 2,000% in men. Women see similarly dramatic increases, often above 1,300%. Growth hormone essentially protects muscle while burning fat instead. Think about this from a purely evolutionary survival standpoint, honestly. Would your body destroy muscle right when strength matters most? That would guarantee failure during genuine survival situations, historically speaking. Evolution isn't careless, it protects what keeps you alive. So your body guards muscle fiercely while burning fat freely. But something even deeper happens at the cellular level simultaneously. It's called autophagy, your body's internal recycling and repair system. A scientist named Yoshinori Ohsumi won a Nobel Prize discovering this. Think of autophagy as cleanup crews finally getting some downtime. When you're constantly eating, cells stay busy digesting food endlessly. But fasting gives cells permission to finally clean house thoroughly. They consume damaged proteins, broken enzymes, and cellular waste material. This isn't just efficiency, this is genuine anti-aging repair happening. Your body rebuilds itself from the inside, piece by piece.
Interestingly, autophagy may even help tighten loose or excess skin. It can consume unnecessary external protein structures, not just internal. This might explain why fasting sometimes produces better skin elasticity, compared to identical weight loss through constant calorie restriction alone. Your body knows precisely what's essential and what's truly expendable. Now let's destroy one more persistent myth while we're here. Starvation mode, the idea that skipping meals crashes your metabolism. That's not fasting, that's chronic and prolonged calorie restriction instead. Eating slightly less every single day does slow metabolism eventually. Your body adapts, burns fewer calories, and plateaus completely flat. But fasting works differently. It's a pulse, not constant restriction. It's on, then off. Feast alternating cleanly with genuine famine. Your body never adapts because states keep switching back constantly. Fasting optimizes hormones, chronic dieting surrenders your metabolism slowly instead. We've covered burning fat, protecting muscle, and cleaning damaged cells. We've addressed fear, debunked myths, and explained real biological mechanisms. But none of this matters without a sustainable long-term approach. This isn't really about one single 16-hour window anymore. This is about something bigger, called metabolic flexibility over time. That's your body's ability to smoothly switch between fuel sources, burning sugar when available, burning fat when it isn't. Being adaptable, resilient, and genuinely free from constant food dependence. Picture yourself 5 years from now, living completely differently. You're no longer a slave to rigid, anxious meal timing. Missing lunch doesn't trigger panic or desperate searching for snacks. You carry confidence instead of granola bars in your bag. Skipping a meal barely registers. Energy and focus remain strong. You look in that same mirror and see something different. A lean, capable body instead of one constantly fighting itself. You've rediscovered something most people never manage to find again. Genuine trust between your mind and your own physical body. Here's exactly how you begin this process, starting today realistically. You don't need 24 hours on your very first attempt. Start small, with just 12 hours, mostly covered by sleep. Then gradually extend toward 14 hours over the following weeks. Eventually, push comfortably toward 16 hours without feeling deprived. Keep things simple. Drink black coffee or unsweetened tea only. Plain water works perfectly well throughout your entire fasting window. Avoid lemon water with honey. Avoid butter or oil additions. Those additions quietly spike insulin and break your fasting state. Keep that metaphorical freezer door open as long as possible. Remember this simple line. We live surrounded by constant feasting, but nature designed us to feast only after true fasting. Balance isn't moderation. Balance means cycling between feast and famine. Insulin rising, then insulin falling. That rhythm defines lasting health. That rhythm keeps you lean, sharp, and metabolically strong permanently. However, there's one critical mistake that can ruin everything instantly. One single error capable of undoing 16 hours of progress, and it has everything to do with breaking your fast improperly. If you spike insulin instantly with the wrong first food, you slam that freezer door shut within just 5 minutes. You shut down autophagy and waste every hour you earned. The very first bite you take carries enormous underestimated importance. So think carefully before reaching for anything after a fast. Your body just spent hours repairing, cleaning, and optimizing itself completely. Don't undo that progress with one careless, impulsive decision afterward. Understanding this timeline changes everything about how you approach eating. It's not about restriction, suffering, or punishing yourself unnecessarily anymore.
It's about working with biology instead of fighting against it. Your body already knows exactly how to burn stubborn fat. It simply needed permission, timing, and a little patience finally. That permission comes from lowering insulin consistently, hour after hour. Once you understand this, fasting stops feeling difficult or scary. It starts feeling like reclaiming something that was always yours.